Well, good morning. I just had to, you can tell I'm not dressed for the Mary Kay world. I'm dressed for life today. But I had some thoughts because I read something last evening and oh my gosh, I just had to share it with you. We've got just a few days left in May, and May's a powerful month. It's one more month, 4 more weeks, actually 5 weeks until the end of the Mary Kay year. I don't want a single one of you to be disappointed. You know what? Have you been consistent with the golden rule? Monthly challenges. It's kept you on pace. You've been stars. Some of you've only done it once or twice. Why not make that a habit? And I want to just give you some thoughts. You see, what I'm going to share with you, I am the woman I am because I was exposed to people who led the way. I used to think it was great character trait to be flexible. That just simply meant I didn't have to complete anything on time. When my children were really small and we lived in Knoxville and Jimmy was going to law school, there was a next door neighbor and she too had little children, about the same age of mine, if not younger. And every morning I would look out, and by 8 o'clock, she had hair done, makeup on, looked cute, put her children in the car, and off she went to do her thing. And me, I was still in my nightgown. I looked pitiful, because I had no discipline. And so fast forward, I was still living in that same thing, no discipline, no structure to my life. I was like a leaf that could be blown from one side of the street to the other based on what other people wanted me to do. But thank goodness, accidentally, I ended up in Mary Kay, and I was exposed to people. I'm thinking, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Well, they were learning and they were becoming. And I want to use one word for you that I personally love, this word. You've heard me say many times, words matter. Change your words and you will change the outcome of who you are becoming. Tenacity. What does the word tenacity mean to you? Well, as the saying goes, we've heard it many, many times. When the tough when it gets tough, the tough get going, right? That means they pick up a broom and start cleaning their house. That means they do whatever it is. And most of us sit back and go, wow, look what that person just did. Well, we can call it whatever. Persistent, determination, stubbornness. Yep, I'm really stubborn. Tenacity is largely about propulsion, getting in motion. And when we're driven so much to complete a task, to get something that we want, I mean, nothing will stop. Nothing will stop a locomotive in motion. It's so powerful, it'll break through a brick wall. So can you. But if that same locomotive is sitting on the tracks and there is a small brick in front of it, you can put as much coal as you want to into that engine and it won't move. You got to move that brick. What's blocking you from having your best 6 weeks ever and kicking off a new attitude? Ooh, a new attitude for July. It's got to start someday, and why not now? Well, let me tell you, tenacity is largely a skill. Most people think it's a personality characteristic. It is not. It is a learned skill. And its meaning is learned and developed over time. And so today, I want to inspire you to listen to the word tenacity. It's a characteristic that highly successful people have, and they are admired for it. And so why can't you and I develop tenacity? I'm going to give you a couple of quotes and tell you who said them. I think you will be proud. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are and what you can rise up from. How can you still come out of this? That is Maya Angelou, a famous woman from South Africa. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not, Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men and women with talent. Calvin Coolidge, our president of many years ago. Your life work is to find your life's work and then to exercise the discipline, the tenacity, and hard work it takes to pursue it. And that came from Oprah Winfrey. She certainly didn't have a stellar beginning in life, but she created a stellar life. Champions keep playing until they get it right. That was a woman I admired when I was a young lady, Billie Jean King, famous tennis player. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. Today, will you act? The rest is merely tenacity. The fear are paper tigers. You can do anything you decide to do. Amelia Earhart, we know that lady. Let me tell you the secret that has led me to my goal. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. That was Pasteur, a chemist that gave us many, many talents. Patience and tenacity are worth more than twice their weight in cleverness. And that came from a biologist, Thomas Huxley. Achievement requires more than a vision. It takes courage, resolve, and tenacity. All you have to do is plant that seed in your mind, care for it, work it steadily toward your goal, and it will become a reality. Earl Nightingale said that. Do you need more quotes from people who recognize that tenacity? The history of the world is full of men and women who rose to leadership by sheer force of self-confidence, bravery, and tenacity. Oh my, Gandhi said that one. Real courage is when you know you've licked it before you begin. Real courage is when you know you've been licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. Harper Lee wrote that. I'm not tough. I've got tenacity. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that stays with a problem longer. Do you stay with the problem or do you give up quickly? You know what? Mary Kay Ash said, find something you love and people will pay you a great deal of money to do it. And I know if you're watching my video, you love what you do, or you would have left a long time ago. So buckle it up, chick do. Buckle it up. Let's find the tenacity for this week. We'll worry about next week. So I'm counting on you. I'm looking for women who want more and are willing to work for it. And it takes you having the courage to say no to other people. Remember, your day will be filled just like mine was 47 years ago. Everybody said, oh, Ann, do this. And I did it. I dropped what I was doing. I didn't have tenacity. I didn't say, oh, that's sweet of you to ask me, but another time I have something I'm obligated to today, and it's called building my future. I'm wishing you the best today and always. Let's have tenacity today. Get in motion, put some steam in your belly, and get that engine flying down the track of success. See you at the top. Ann Sherman, I'll be watching the scoreboard as you finish your month in style.